Hello and welcome back to Mark's House and Garden UK. I'm just going to use the last hour of daylight to make a planter for my kitchen window ledge. Now it's the end of January, beginning of February. It's cold out here. I'm cold. I've also got a cold, so I'm not going to dilly-dally. So let me bring the camera in a bit closer and I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do. This is my planter. It's made out of zinc. I think it's waterproof. But just in case, belt and braces, I'm going to line it with a bit of bin liner. I've got 6 plants here. These are like sort of spring bulbs. These are a blue coloured Grape Hyacinth, 3 of those. And this is a Narcissus, the tete-a-tete, those ones with 2 tiny little daffodils type heads on. And I'm going to plant the 3 Narcissus along the back and the 3 Grape Hyacinth across the front. And I'm hoping that they will grow taller, so they'll be at the back, and these will be slightly shorter, so they'll be at the front, but they will be slightly offset anyway, so you'll always be able to see them. Right, let's get on with it. Now, because there's not going to be any drainage in the bottom of this planter, I'm also going to put some gravel in the bottom. I'm just taking the sides off this bin liner so that I can open it up, and it'll form a nice long strip, long enough to line the bottom of this. Did you see that then? I just used my scissors to just take the sides off, and hopefully now when I open that up it'll be long enough to just slip into the bottom of there and line the bottom, so that if there are any small cracks as the water seeps down to the bottom, it will not run out onto my kitchen work surfaces. There's a little bit of spare polythene here, so I'm just going to take that off. So now, as you can see, hopefully, that is waterproof. Now, I don't want the soil that's in here to be too waterlogged, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some gravel at the bottom. So let's get some compost on the job. Give it a bit of a shake, and then I'll be able to cut the top off the bag with my scissors. And I'll just put a base level in here now to sit these little plants on top of. In it goes. Now, you won't be able to see the finished results in this video if you are watching this in January, February 2025, but I will put an update as a link towards the end, because these will very quickly grow up and form a nice little display of colour. I always think yellow and blue goes really well together. So there we go, a bit of compost in the base of there. I'm not overfilling it because I want to be able to water this, and I want to be able to water it at the top, so I will leave a gap at the top so that when I do water it, the water doesn't just run off. Okay, so now let's get the plants in. So we're going to have 3 of these tete-a-tete Narcissus at the back, so I've got to try and get them out without damaging them too much. I might just need to cut through the pot a little bit. I always get my thumb caught in those scissors, and then we can rip the pot open, and you can see they've got some lovely roots on those. Out it comes. A little bit more help with these scissors. Just tease those out a little bit, just to give them a bit of motivation to start spreading, and we'll just place that one there. I'm going to get them all out of the pot first, and then we'll rearrange them. And just do a little bit of tidying. Get rid of all that. I'll pick it up off the floor later, don't worry. I want to get finished because my fingers are going numb. Right, so really now it's just a question of filling in around and firming in with some more compost. And that's exactly what I shall do next. Can you see I've offset them slightly so they've got space. By offsetting them, they've all got the maximum amount of space, and they're all at the same level and I'm not going to bury these any deeper than the bulbs were originally buried, because I don't want the bulbs to rot. So we shall just get some compost in and around. And I am firming it a little so that it has contact with the roots. I do love this time of year because you just know that despite the fact that we are still in winter, spring is just around the corner, so we can look forward to some lovely warmer weather and a slightly greener and more colourful garden. Right, that will do in terms of compost. They'll go down and find some compost. The next thing I'm going to do, and the final thing I'm going to do, is put some moss around and then give it a bit of a water. And you will see me in a moment place this on the window ledge, the finished article, and we'll get tidied up, get some of this compost off some of the tops of these narcissus. The point behind this moss really is just to tidy the thing up. It just looks so much better than bare compost. It kind of has almost like a woodland feel to it. I've got more than enough here. This little bag was only £2, but that just goes around there and just tidies the whole effect up and gives it a kind of a uniformity of colour across the top. And so of course the last thing I need to do now is place it. I've carried it in before I've watered it so that it's still a bit lighter, and that's where that will now sit until the spring comes, and these will start to grow. A nice row of yellow at the back, blue at the front, and of course I will put an update video, and I'll put a link just here so that you can see how it turns out. Something to look forward to. Hope you've enjoyed that. My window ledge planter. The planter was from the last few years, so really that's cost me nothing. The bulbs, all 6 of those were £10. You got 3 for £5, and the moss was £2. Most people have got a bag of compost in the garden, so not a bad little spend that, I don't think, and I'll get weeks and months of pleasure out of it. See you soon for some more house and garden adventures. Bye for now.